Can everybody see that risky play in action slide? Okay, sorry it took me a wee couple of minutes. Okay, so we're going to move on to just think about risky play in action. And the Care Inspectorate is showing its support for nurseries to take a positive approach to risk. And it set out a position on regulating for risk in play. And this was launched, when you actually start looking back, you think it was launched by the support of Play Scotland in 2016. And if we have a wee look just at what I've written in the slide, it talks about how the Care Inspectorate support care services providers to take a positive approach to risk in order to achieve the best outcomes for children. So absolutely, that's what we're all trying to do every day. And it means moving away from a traditional deficit model that takes a risk-averse approach, which can unnecessarily restrict children's experiences, and looking at a more holistic risk-benefit approach. So I think this bit's quite important, that where they encourage services to use risk assessment to support children to enjoy potentially hazardous activities, we do not expect written risk assessments to be carried out for daily play activities. So just think about what you're doing every day. Does it need a written risk assessment? But what really is advocated in the position statement is a common sense approach to risk in play, where practitioners weigh up the benefits as well as the risks involved with activities. The opportunity to face challenges in a supportive environment helps children learn to assess and manage risk for themselves, and this is vitally important for their development. The play strategy for Scotland aims to ensure all children can access play opportunities in a range of settings which offer variety, adventure and challenge. And I'm not sure that I provide adventure and challenge every day when I'm outside playing with children, but I do as much as I possibly can. They must be able to play freely and safely while learning to manage risks and make choices about where, how and when they play. And a huge part of this is giving regulated services the confidence, and that's that word for me. It's about having real confidence to provide good quality, challenging play opportunities. Real life experiences for children cannot be free of risk. From the very beginning, children learn from trial and error. They fall and they get back up. They test their own boundaries, and this enables them to develop their own coping strategies and resilience. It's important too that children with additional support needs also have the chance to experience challenging play, and that quality play opportunities are offered to all children according to their needs and preferences. And there's some myth busting in terms of what safe care is for children, and it's also important. Scotland's children deserve to be cared for in a loving, nurturing environment that includes hugs and the comfort of touch, which is even more important now that they're in our care from a younger age and for longer periods of time. As for everyone here today, we know we're not all working within early learning and childcare establishments, and some of our colleagues may be in primary schools. And although you're not regulated by Care Inspectorate, we hope you find some of the information relevant. So we're going to start by having a wee look at some open-ended resources. And I'm going to take you through some scenarios in a moment, choosing video clips from some of the early learning establishments my colleagues in North Lanarkshire kindly offered to share. But first we'll have a look at some of these photographs. So how do you feel when you look at this first photograph? It's got a wee boy coming down head first through a big pipe. So you don't know how fast he's coming down from this. You don't know if this is the first time he's tried it. You don't know if this is something he's been practicing for a long time. And without all that background knowledge, all that professional noticing, if this was a wee one that you worked with, you might be feeling a wee bit anxious that he'll hurt himself. And that's okay to have that feeling in your tummy. I get it quite a lot because I go into places and I don't know the children. We tend to feel more relaxed when it's a child we know inside out. So if it's a wee one you were working with every day, you would know that he'll be perfectly fine coming down there head first and he's not going to hurt himself. So when you see that, do you feel joy? Or something that Ailey mentioned earlier was feeling the fear. The second photograph I'm going to show you, it's this exact same resource, but it's been used differently, been used by a group of children who are using their imaginations, and we're kind of expecting that they're going on a bus journey. Does this one make you feel a bit more relaxed? Or are you wondering if there's an adult involved? The wee boy who's the driver is clearly having a fabulous experience. As passengers, on the other hand, all look like they'd like to shove him off the bus and get a shot of the steering wheel. But that's just my interpretation. That's what I'm thinking what's going on. Without the story behind the pictures, we're left to make up our own mind. From the photographs, can you see how many curriculum excellence experience and outcomes may be achieved? Or is your mind straight to health and social care standards? I hope this example has prepared you for the video clips we're about to watch. And Anne alluded to the fact that some of them are a bit risky. So there's 3 clips. I'm going to show you each one. And then what we'll do is we'll use the emoji that best represents how the clip made you feel. And we'll welcome any comments in the chat bar at this time also. So there's no right or wrong to this, okay? It's just how you feel. So you recognise some of the inside out feelings earlier. Obviously there was joy and there was the fear. Oops, let's click onto that again. What about this one? Did anybody have that feeling of disgust? And not for the children rolling in the mud, probably more about the practicalities of who's cleaning these suits and where am I going to be putting them at the end of the day. Okay, so what we'd like you to do is just share the emojis. Did you see any risk for the children there? Or do you see opportunity? And if you could pop in, will it go in the chat bar or will it be an emoji? I've lost my chat bar because I'm presenting. A wee emoji. Okay, thank you. Okay. Now the second video clip I'm going to show you, there's the 3 girls climbing on these tyres, and just on the left there's a wee boy. You can just see him, he's slightly off screen at the moment, but he's on the pallet. So there's quite a lot for you to see in this one, quite a lot for you to watch. Okay. Okay, so I think for me, I'm professionally noticing this wasn't a nursery that I had been in. It was just a clip that I saw. So I must be really interested in these wee children learning from the big ones just now. That seems to be what I'm professionally noticing in a lot of the clips. And also at the end, the wee one that shouted for Adele. I'm wondering if that's an adult that she needed close by, maybe to give her a wee hand with what was happening. Just let that play again. So again, if you just give us a wee emoji here, are you seeing risk? Are you seeing opportunity? Okay, so some people are maybe seeing the joy. All comments would be welcome too. So there was quite a lot to notice in that video, and it wasn't just the position of the 3 girls playing on the pallets. Now, I've saved the best till last, okay? So, like me, the first time you watch this, you might hold your breath for a few seconds, and it's certainly the one that was the biggest challenge for me when I watched it. So I'll play this one. Okay, I'm not afraid to say this one brings out the absolute fear for me, and I do see the risks. The important thing to remember is that within your team, there will be a wide range of feelings, and you must hear from everyone in your team. There are, of course, many ways to come to an agreement about how far is too far. You can revisit your vision, values, name statements, and in there you'll find the messages you're providing to children and their families. which should clearly underpin your philosophy and pedagogy for your establishment. And I loved when Ailey spoke about how they did that. They shared on Twitter their journey, so it wasn't just about parents for the first time. If your wee one's that wee one in there, that you're not for the first time seeing them rolling around a puddle. These parents have to know that you're really loving and caring and looking after their wee ones when they're with you every day. Okay, so if you had a wee moment just to, again, share with us whether you saw risk or opportunity in that one. Okay, and then just to think, like, where do you go next? So once you know what these children can do, you know what they're capable of, how do we improve on that practice? What do we do for our children? So you'll no doubt be using How Good Is It Early Learning Childcare regularly as part of your self-evaluation. You'll be looking at the curriculum. You'll be thinking about your pedagogy and the play that happens. And your curriculum framework will be based firmly on play and active learning. It'll be stimulating and engaging and offer all children challenge and enjoyment. Your practitioners, are they confident and knowledgeable? Is their practice one where you can see they demonstrate their deep understanding of the critical role in promoting children's development and learning? And is there a shared understanding in your setting of your pedagogy? And are practitioners readily engaging in debate and dialogue about how they ensure this high quality play? So it's about making time, having that real opportunity to talk about things as a team. That's the only way that children can be provided with rich, relevant experiences that enhance their play and allow them to practice skills, explore the world around them, and develop knowledge and understanding in their own way and in their own time. Do you provide innovative and creative opportunities for children outdoors? Do you have well-timed and skilled interventions that effectively promote children's creativity, extend their thinking, widen their skills, and consolidate their learning and play? Like the tires, there was one step, you could go up one step, or when you felt a wee bit more confident, you could go up onto the next tire, or that wee one who was just holding on, she was holding on to that fence until whoever Adele was going to come and hold her hand probably and help her to step down. If you think about the quality within your setting, the key areas that you should include, and it's just about really the things that children can do to influence the design of your setting and the provision of appropriate resources and how to use them. So just think about all the documents that are out there that you'll be want to dip into. Obviously, your Curriculum for Excellence, the new quality framework that was produced by the Care Inspectorate. They're just guides for us. They're just always keeping us on the right track for what we should be doing. And if you get really challenged, I suppose, or stuck, if you like, if there's something that you just really want help with, something like playing near water, balancing risk, or using fire, some of you might at this moment be looking for the scary face emoji. I still struggle a wee bit with fire until I really know children and know that they're going to be safe, because at the end of the day, the safety of our children is more important. So long as we know they're safe, we can then let them take the risks. I think Anne will probably pick up on this later, but at no point are we ever going to do anything that would put a child deliberately in danger. So it's about your confidence as well. And please don't ever feel you have to go and do something. You know, you don't have to be whittling sticks with a knife. You don't have to be providing fire to be doing something amazing. But if you are interested, then Out to Play is probably the document that I go to quite often. It has the questions and answers. And also the Care Inspectorate Hub. It's a go-to for any questions that you would like answered. So that was just a wee whistle-stop tour of some risky play in action, and I hope you found that useful.